Well, okay. We are now live with Table Manners Worm-Cation. This is a game created by my studio, Laughing Matter Studios. Normally I have like a little thing up there. I gotta re-add it in because I got a new theme. But yeah, at least I got the logo there. It's on my shirt. Or it's a hoodie. It is what it is. So this game, real quick, what Table Manners is, it's a 3-panel comic strip that Laughing Matter Studios has been doing since 2018, January of 2018, and we've done it monthly. And then last year, we finally started working on a video game, and this year the game came out. Actually, I think the game started 2 years ago. But regardless, it finally came out last year, and that was exciting. So, this is it. Look at that. This, this here masterpiece. This is it. So we are going to be playing through this, and I'm hoping my controller actually will work with it. If not, I can jump on the keyboard. Not a big deal. Oh, look at that. It actually does work. Let's start a new game. That's me right there. So yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me it really captured the classic vibe of some of the video games that they liked growing up. Stuff like Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, all of that. You really get that feeling when you play this game. So I guess I'll read the dialogue just to kind of make it easier on people. But oh, thank God you're here, Layton. Giant worms have shown up and turned Old Hope Island into a danger zone. To make things worse, Richard somehow got his hands on some nuclear codes and wants to nuke the island from orbit since it's the only way to be sure. A little alien reference there. Chris and his dad are here for the weekend, fortunately, and Chris's dad has the weapon to take out some of the infestation. The bad news, you ask? I have no idea which house they're staying in, but they should be somewhere on the east side of the island. I'll be in my house to the northwest. Let me know if you need anything. Fun fact. Don't go to my character for any help because he's not going to help. Press A to talk to people and pick stuff up. The quotation there is backwards. That's not getting fixed because this game came out like 3 or 4 months ago, so we're not worried about that. Oh, look at that. It works with the controller so well. So I'll be doing this little series and going around and, of course, playing this game and showing off what all is in this game. There's a lot, actually. If you know where you're going and what to do, I was able to speed run the full game, just the story, in 14 minutes. But, I mean, I knew where everything was. So we're going to see if this will run well. This will be my first time to actually really play the game all the way. I'm talking every side quest, all the main missions. There's a lot, and I don't remember where everything's at, which is great. That's kind of why I waited so long to start doing a playthrough of it, so that it feels more like I'm actually playing it for the first time. Watch out for the giant worms. Yeah, no, duh. I would make a blonde joke, but she's not blonde. She's got blue hair. And a little interesting fact before we get started. This scene, this is the only time that you're ever actually in this scene. If you go into either of those doors, or if you go follow that road, you actually, if you try to come back, or if you exit the houses, you're in a completely different scene. And this is how I was able to avoid the startup sequence, the startup script. For whatever reason, I would tell that script as soon as it played out and my character walked off screen after talking to Layton, which is the main character here, for whatever reason, that script would randomly play. Every now and again, people would walk back to this area and it'd be going. I don't know why. It was supposed to be set to true. Cool little thing here. Oop, I can get down here. Tell the boat. It's a nice boat, but you can't use it. Yet. A little foreshadowing. The fish in the water, that was a cool thing that I did. I thought that they had little ripples around them, like the boat has a ripple. I don't know why there's no ripples on the fish. That's interesting. Well, let's go check out what's in here. Once we detain the worms, we'll get to the bottom of who let these bastages loose. If you ever watched the movie Johnny Mnemonic, not Johnny Mnemonic, Johnny Dangerously, they don't really cuss in that movie. They always have something else. So instead of saying bastard, they'd say bastage. Or instead of effing a-hole, yes, yeah, try not to cuss on my channel, they would say farting ice hole, which is pretty funny. He may not be locked up yet, but he will be. He will be. Oh, wait. There's the second he will be. That is actually a reference to a character, not even a character, an actual person that me and my buddy Chris met in downtown McKinney. And this guy was just he was crazy. He had a run-in with somebody, one of my friends, and they had a little tussle, and it's just funny. It was just some funny things he said. He's like, "Hey, is your buddy in jail yet?" He will be. He will be. And nothing ever happened from that situation. So, anytime you see a computer like this, one of these with the light blue desk, you can save the game. Game progress has been saved. It is now safe to turn off your system. The reason it says this is because this is a ROM file. You can actually install this on a Game Boy cartridge, a Game Boy Color cartridge specifically. I'm not sure if you can put this on an actual old school original Game Boy model cartridge. Finally got a script when this game was in beta. I'm just supposed to say hello, so hello. And that's actually true. This character, for whatever reason, I forgot to actually give him dialogue all the way up until the game was in beta. This is what I was talking about before, too. If you walk out here, you are now in a completely separate scene from the scene we were in prior to going to the house. You will notice there's a light bulb here. Light bulb acquired. There are 3 light bulbs that you have to collect and give to a guy on the main area, or the mainland. We'll go see that in a little while. This guy's mad about something. I can't believe I let my sister talk me into coming to this stupid island. And of course, a bunch of stupid worms will take over the same day we got here. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been on this island. I heard there's a hidden grove in the forest on the north side of the island. You should check it out. So, that is in reference to the fact that GB Studio, which is the engine we used to make this game, if you look at GB Studio, when you create any game in there, you have an option to use a template. And the template was brought into this because I really like what the developer of the engine did. And I actually wanted people to see what GB Studio was capable of from that test game. So we will actually get to play through that. But before we do, we want to get through a good portion of this island. Because it will set some of the variables to true. That sign that was at the beginning, I meant to click on that. If you click on that sign, it will tell you, don't let the worms touch you 3 times. You will end up dying. And you end up going to the fountain, which is in the middle. Or not fountain, I'm sorry, the little lake. This is the machine that's turned off that would save the island from the worms. There's some strange machine in the water. It's deactivated as of right now. What does this say? If you die, maybe you'll respawn here. Yeah, you're going to respawn right here. There's also, I'm not going to go to it, but there is a hidden portal if I walk forward right there. I'm not going to, though. There were some things that I included that helped me when I was working on testing the game out. And I didn't pull them out because I think that one of the things that old school video games really rocked with was there would be these random, what we would think are glitches or something, or portals that would take you to different scenes by accident, and really it's just because the developers were using that. I'm not going to talk to that guy. But this is Old Man JJ. He's also from the comic, Damn Kids and Your Worms. He's from the Table Manners comic. Usually portrayed as Santa during the Christmas comics. This guy, we're all staying inside until the worms are gone. This is the real reason to stay indoors. That was a bash at a certain global event. This refrigerator right here, if you walk into that, it will actually allow you to portal to the mainland. I'm not going to do that because it will break the game. if you have not progressed far enough. Damn it, we really screwed things up this time, Layton. I'll bet Taylor did this. And I'm just talking pencil. I'm not prepared for giant worms. I want to go home. These two guys are also from the Table Manners comic. You have Fifth Wheel and Pencil. Really wanted to make sure all of the Table Manners characters that are currently in the comics had their place. You can go into these houses if you want. Do not let the worms touch you. They are on a random movement pattern, so they can hurt you. Just like that. Alright, see? Okay. Chris and Chris's dad's beach house. By the way, it was to the east. So, there's Chris up there. And there's Chris's dad. We're going to talk to him, and there's a little fun story. Let's cut to the chase since Chris already told me what's going on. You need to stop the worm attack. To do that, you need a weapon. When Chris and Taylor were younger, they were both staying with me. One night, I needed my day till, and Chris wouldn't wake up when I asked for it, so I threw the closest thing to me at him. The next day, Taylor couldn't find his headphones, so he could record some music. Turns out I threw his headphones at my son. We've since modified those headphones into a weapon, which, I'm going to pause real quick. That's a true story that really happened. Throw these at a worm, and the worm will die on impact. The headphones will automatically respawn in your hand at that moment. Point. This weapon will be most effective. And then I came in. Awesome. Now that you have the weapon, you'll need to make your way to the middle of the island. There's a device in the pond that will send a frequency through the air that will run off the worms. This won't kill them, but the island will be protected permanently. Then Chris comes in. Why does it sound like this is all your fault? Of course, I would say, this is actually something I would say. Chris would never do such a thing. I swear to God, if I find out this is your fault, boom. Really, the headphone thing did actually happen. Chris's dad did throw his headphones or my headphones at Chris. It was funny. Press B to throw them. Anytime there's quotations, apparently the open quotation is backwards. We're going to go ahead and save it. It is now safe to turn off your system. We're not going to actually do that, though. Yeah, and by the way, I did make all of these houses. There are 4 different interiors on the island that I recall. I'm sorry, there's 6. Let's test out the headphones now. Should be able to just press B. Yeah, look at the headphones flying. You can blow up the worms. There's no... my microphone's on the other side. There's actually no reward for killing all the worms in this area, but they're fun to kill. There's all sorts of cool stuff to do, of course, besides just the main story, which we could go to the center of the island, but before we do, we're going to talk to this girl. With all these worms out there, I haven't been able to deliver this letter to my cousin in the Shadow Zone. The entrance is somewhere in the haunted woods to the north. My cousin is a ghost in the Shadow Zone. He's dead. Jim. A little Star Trek reference. The Shadow Zone is a unpublished dark matter script. It was actually a full-length, feature film-length dark matter script that I have written called Dark Matter Shadow Zone. Nothing ever came of it. It's not that I don't want to produce it. I may end up producing it one day, but the resources weren't available at the time. So as of right now, I do have the resources, so that could happen. You just never know. The power of Christ compels worms. I, for whatever reason, almost said Christ. He's a preacher. And again, computer. Lots of computers you can save in all sorts of places. So that's always fun. Okay. Apologize for the audio skip there. Might have lost a couple frames. Because I am... This is a ROM. It's an actual Game Boy Color ROM that I was able to compile. It is actually being run through VBA, Virtual Boy Advance. And Visual Boy Advance. And Visual Boy Advance if you click out of it at all, or if you click the window and try to move the window around, it's going to pause the game. Again, look at the fishies everywhere. So we now have a side quest that we can go do, but we can't do it just quite yet because we can't go to the Shadow Zone yet. So we need to get to the Shadow Zone. That worm almost caught me, man. I think I can take one more hit. There's one thing that's a little wonky is the health system. I did actually try to implement little hearts at the top of the screen, but that system did not go well at all. Some cheerleaders. Evil worms are out and about, but we're still going to cheer our hearts out. I had to do like a mini cheer. It sounds stupid. Cheer, cheer, cheer. Yeah, so clearly you can tell, but this chick, when I gave her dialogue, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel. That one, nope. Didn't even try. Didn't even try. All right. Headphones. And yes, you can throw lots of headphones. Headphones for you. Headphones for you. I just noticed that they actually kind of match the headphones that I'm wearing right now, which is not intentional at all. I love that. This guy will tell you that you're trying to steal his hiding spot. I'm really scared, so I'm hiding in here. Go get your own hiding place. You'll lead them right to me. This guy's gonna say, I really hope I don't get rabies from these things. I don't know what the inspiration for those quotes were. Back in the middle of the island, this will tell you Old Hope Island Store. Oh, that's right. I did that because for whatever reason in the previous game that Laughing Matter Studios released, I was able to put dialogue on that. But I couldn't remember how I did it, so I just put a sign next to it. And I guess I could have actually edited that sign off there. I don't know what's going on with that. Old Hope Island, by the way. The reason that this is called Old Hope Island is that the Table Manners world is based off of McKinney, Texas. And there is a small town, very small population, and it is just to the east of McKinney. And that little town is New Hope. So I decided to call this Old Hope. All right, here we go. We get to meet Richard. This is another Table Manners character, and he's kind of like secretly evil in the comics. So in this, he's really just not a fan of worms. Oh hell no, I overheard Taylor by the dock during your meeting with Chris's dad. You guys are not turning this machine back on. These worms need to die. Keeping them on this island makes the nuke's job 10 billion times easier. I used 10 billion because I was watching Dr. Stone at the time of dialoguing this. Better get off the island while you still can. Then I come back. Don't panic, the machine is down. There should have been an exclamation point above my head just right there. The machine is down, but I was prepared for this. Sort of. Look, there's an engineer on the island that will tell you what to do next. He's in one of the houses to the west. He can help us repair the machine. Hurry up and find him. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's all sorts of little references. I really want to go on the portal over here, but I want to show you all that it's there, but I'm like, I can't remember if it breaks the game or not. So we're going to wait till we finish doing stuff on Old Hope Island so we don't break anything. It will take you to the Shadow Zone, though. All right, so we got to go to the west side of the island now. I don't believe there are any side quests in this area down here. Oh, we go in here, though. Don't let my idiot friend upstairs bother you, or don't let my idiot friend bother you upstairs. He was supposed to be the star of some LMStudios thing. He didn't make the cut, though. There's a little story behind that. Us island authorities have warned everyone to remain indoors away from the worms. Okay. This is the original main character for the first version of this game. Originally, the game was going to be a lot different. The whole thing took place on the mainland instead of being on Old Hope Island. And sadly, that game was just the game is massive, and I almost actually included the entire map in this game just for, just why not? But the problem is, and the reason why not, is because it would have taken forever to get everything mapped in, so I didn't. But he would have been the sprite you would have controlled. It's no fair, I was supposed to be the star. I won't actually give the story about why he wasn't included, why I actually changed him. This is actually kind of some personal matters. Let's go over here. And by the way, to the viewer watching, thank you very much for watching. That's right, do notice things. You'll notice that the chairs, you can't go on there because this is 2 blocks wide. But you can walk over this chair. I hate worms. Has anyone tried eating the worms? Alright, so that one I actually was just trying to be goofy, and then this guy I didn't even care. I was like, screw it. Look at that, another light bulb. Let's go get that light bulb. A lot of these quests, by the way, there's not really a specific order. Like the light bulbs, you can do that. If you don't even have to do the light bulbs, it's just part of a side quest. Like that's the house we need to go to for the next part of the story. We can actually come up here. Check this out. This was my sprite in the previous Laughing Matter Studios game, and I went ahead and threw him in here. I was going to actually use that sprite. I don't know why I actually forgot to change that to the new version of myself, but look, Taylor W. Wilson's Island Beach House, because I get my own house, but it just has a regular background. So check this out. What you think, buddy? Table Manners is finally a video game. How freaking cool is this? That's one thing. You gotta be careful because I will actually get you trapped in the house. This is an item. Electro coil acquired. I'm not sure what that's for, but I found it in the woods to the east. You can have it if you want, buddy. Oh. Ah, look at that. I didn't get trapped. Normally, if my sprite walks down here at all, you're gonna have to sit up here and wait for me to get out of the way. So see, we didn't actually have to... I almost got hit by that worm. So we didn't actually have to get that coil yet. We do have to get that coil. It's one of the next things we'll have to do following the quest in here. We'll go talk to this guy. My husband is a wonderful engineer. We don't really care, lady. My brother's engineering capabilities are nothing compared to my dance skills. I see something. Why aren't you dancing, bro? You're not dancing. My dad's the best engineer in the world. So obviously the engineer is actually downstairs. This is Spider from the Table Manners comics. He's always angry at the rest of the cast because everyone just ruins his life. I mean, every time he's like, everybody's around and Spider ends up showing up, they just cause him trouble. Can a spider get any peace? You guys are always ruining it for me. Go back to the restaurant before you mess any more up. And it's true. It's what he wants them to do is just leave him alone. But they don't. Let's talk to the engineer. I'm an engineer. I live on the island, keeping our repellent machine running in perfect condition. So that's why the worms are here. The repellent machine is damaged. No worries. I'll go run a diagnosis. Meet me at the island shop on the south side of the island. I'll be quick. Oh. So that's 2. Which means the health system is actually working right now. That's great. Now we get to go to the shop. We'll talk to the cashier. I worked really hard on this scene to actually make this work. We need parts to repair the repellent machine. Is that why the worms have appeared? Well, sort of. It looks like the machine was shut off yesterday according to its logs, but somebody ripped off parts earlier today. We can't reactivate it until we make the repairs. So what you need to fix it, Ted? I didn't realize I'd named the engineer. That's awesome. I forgot about that. We need a electro coil. Ah, but we just collected that. A hydro pump and a Turboflux Valve. You have those? I got a story about the Turboflux Valve. Well, I did. Those damn worms raided the back room this morning. Looks like we're out of luck. Well, we can't give up that quick. Layton, I have no idea how, but you're going to need to find those parts. I can't speak. The worms wouldn't have any use for them, so I'll bet you can find them scattered across the island. Head back to the center of the island once you find everything. We'll save this island today. Okay. So Turboflux Valve, I knew a guy who worked in an automotive shop with me, and he came in and was like, I know everything about cars. And one day, me and another guy, the guy I was talking to, actually did know everything about cars. And I was like, hey, we should start making up parts and seeing if he knows where they're at. And one day we asked him, we're like, hey man, check out this Turboflux Valve. What do you think about this? And he found that part. It's not a real part, but somehow he located it. We could go this way, but let's go this way so you can see the rest of the island. It is really good to have the headphones. There used to only be there was only going to be 2 worms per scene, but I decided to do 4. So this worm cave closed. This took forever to program this to be there. It will only disappear if certain... I really don't want to walk around that corner because that worm's going to hit me. There we go. Alright, let's go in here. I'm actually not concerned. A bullet to the head is enough to kill these things. Maybe. Don't mind my husband. He just likes everyone to know he's not afraid of the worms. And let's grab this. Billy's sketchbook acquired. If you played our first video game, you would know that Billy is the name of the main character in the first game. I just got trapped. Is that turn system? Can you like move south, bro? I need you to move south. Bro. Move south. This is bad. This is a downside about allowing characters in a Game Boy Color game to have full range of motion. And it's random movement. Ah, here we go. That was weird. Okay. So the whole thing with the worms is that the character Richard, he is based on my buddy who is actually my real life buddy, Richard. And in the comics, he's always talking about these giant worms. Or he's not always talking about them, but he's scared of these giant worms. That's based off a podcast me, Richard, and Layton. Layton's the main guy here. We did this podcast years ago, and for whatever reason, Richard started talking about giant worms. Hey, look at that. Another light bulb. Alright, so this is the Haunted Forest. I've talked to you guys about a GB Studio game inside of this game, and it is actually, if I just walk straight right here, it's that tree right there, that first tree. I'm trying to make sure I point in the right spot. The second tree from my finger. If you walk into that tree, that's going to take you to the special world. We're going to do that, but first I want to make it through all of the Old Hope Island story arc. You can actually walk up here through this tree. There's not a collider right there. Let me talk to this ghost. How'd you get back here? Can you go through stuff too? Ah, I guess we can. Being a ghost sucks. Yeah, that guy didn't get a good dialogue. This guy, though, he did get some dialogue. Look at that. We're back in here. That was my house. The whole map is only 3 by 3 on these bigger map scenes. It's a scene. All right, let's talk to this ghost. Oh, you're looking for machine parts to save the island. One of the worms wandered into the woods with some strange device. We banished it into the shadow zone. I'll unlock the portal in the woods, but you'll need to retrieve the part on your own. Sorry, but I'm a lazy ghost. Good luck. That portal is actually a sprite from the GB Studios template. Boop. Okay, so here we are. You cannot go back. So someone sent a worm down here. I'm not letting you go back until you get rid of that crap. Okay? You'll notice right off the bat, this looks just like the overworld, but just inverted colors, basically, and is lava instead of water. Go away. Hello. So, can't go that way, so there's only other one direction we can go. Okay, I was actually wondering if I might have screwed up and put a portal down here. Okay, so there's the worm. Look at him go. So we obviously want to go after that worm. I used to be alive until I took an arrow to the knee. Ah. Wonder what that is referencing. Hmm. Can you walk that way? Thank you. Look at that. It's my house in the shadow zone too. That's me. Alright, let's go down here. Let's follow that worm. Oh, where's the worm at, I wonder? Ew, you're alive. Boo. The shadow zone in this game is not the same shadow zone in the dark matter script that I talked about. Just want to throw that out there. I think an engineer lives in your world's version of this house. Yes, it's true. Technically, we're alternate versions of ourselves. In your world, this isn't hell, it's the shadow zone. There was a typo in there. And honestly, I don't really know what they were supposed to be. These computer consoles don't work in this world, so that is going to be all of them that are like that. The chairs, by the way, the reason that the chairs you can walk over them is actually because the engineer would trap you in Old Hope. Fun fact. Oh, there's that wascally worm. Go in this house. I enjoy living alone here. I'm bored. Yeah, you guys can probably guess where the dialogue's coming from on these. Why aren't the I'm not even gonna finish it. Let's just keep going. There's that worm again. Wish I could think of something witty to say. Have you been to Kinley City? That's what I called it. I was actually kind of wondering what I called the McKinney thing. I love the food. A little bit of foreshadowing. Food is a big thing. Dude, you're not supposed to be here. Okay. So I skipped a house back there for a reason. We're going to go deal with that here in just a moment. But first... Hey, you. My buddy here needs your help, but he only whispers. You'll have to go to him. There's a hidden path that only the living can use. It will take you over the lava. Hurry. And there's that worm, by the way. Notice he went that way. So, there's the machine right there. I kind of remember the path. The path is actually... It's very linear. Just kind of mess with the controls. Okay, he's just going to whisper. Oh! You actually made it. Well, now that you're here, I left my lava soap at my house. Can you go get it? My house was the tall one to the southeast of the Shadow Zone Island. Oh, and for whatever reason, it's infested with giant worms. Please and thank you. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. I don't know. I think you can talk to that ghost right there. If he gets close enough. It's really hard to do, but we're not going to worry about that. Let's go this way. We'll go get the lava soap. Okay. A lot of worms. Now, this is one of the few areas in the game that killing the worms is actually something you have to do. And by getting rid of them, we go upstairs, take out that worm. This is not going to end well for me. Can you walk the other way, worm? I can take out that one. You can actually shoot them through the walls. Okay, cool. And by grabbing the lava soap, we have got it. We've finished this one. Let's go talk to this ghost right here. He's going to say, yeah, I know. The fact that there are ghost kids in this game is messed up. Oh. That's what I was saying. I really don't know what the Shadow Zone is in this game. Look, no worms. It's one of the few areas that you leave and there are no worms when you come back. I didn't want to let the worms survive in that Shadow Zone. Let's go finish this quest up, and then we're actually going to do another thing to the south. Don't forget, remember, we had retrieved Billy's sketchbook, and we also have somebody that we were supposed to deliver a letter to. Okay. You've got my soap. Thank you, Squire. Now be gone. I think he was supposed to be whispering. Okay, cool. So we did that. Let's go and give Billy his sketchbook. So again, Billy is the main character of the first Laughing Matter Studios video game. Thanks for getting my book back. Why is that upside down? I love that I'm finding all these glitches. Makes me kind of sad. Pretty sure boarding this boat is a bad idea. You cannot board that boat. That does absolutely nothing. And you'll notice the ghost replaced the fish. Want some lava rocks? Me too. What are you doing in our house? Get out. Alright, so this guy right here. There is a kind of screwed up story with this. Okay. Is that a letter from my cousin? Thanks. Let me read it. Dear cousin, you're dead. From your cousin. Wow. Give her this. Handheld teleporter acquired. I had to name that device because a lot of people thought that there was a bomb being handed off. The Shadow Zone was not meant to make any sense. And that's it. That was actually it. I'm glad that I made that canon. Oh, perfect. I can't go to the main world. I can't get this stock transfer to the convenience store in Kinley City. It's in the southwest corner of the downtown area. I'm very grateful for this help. That's a stupid pun. I wish I could go back in time go back in time and punch myself. Ghost doors are so cool. I need some shadow veggies. They're here somewhere. I wonder if you can glitch on the shelf. Oh, this is the one that you can, check this out. You can walk on the shelf. There's a few little paths that I did that with, just because I was bored. When making this game, there were a lot of areas, or a lot of days where I was just like, man, screw this. I'm just going to mess around. You're not scared? Damn it, I suck at this. Yeah, you're a crappy ghost. Things were fine until that nasty worm was here. Fun fact about the ghosts, by the way, there are only 3 colors. There's black, white, and then the shape is actually, like the outside of the character, it's like a lime green. And that lime green is a transparent green. Anything that's that color is going to be a transparency. Ghost beds are surprisingly soft. All we have down here is... Did he say tap lava? That's funny. I like that. Tap lava. Let's go in here. What's this guy say? I'm a rather ghostly ghost. Yeah, some of the ghosts down here did not get anything cool. Is that Wascally Wum again? Day 265, and they still haven't figured out that I'm a living person with a sheet over my head. Look at the ghost right here. All the ghosts, you'll notice, were bobbing up and down. He is not, so he's actually a guy under a sheet. Pretty sure the guy over there is a living person with the bed sheet over their head. Never mind. He's been caught. I'm making ghostly stew. I'm talking to all these ghosts because I thought it was another quest down here. There's so many ghosts. There is a quest that we have to go back up to the top world and then come back here one more time. My brother cracks me up. A penny for your thoughts. Actually, I don't have time. I actually feel a little bit attacked by that ghost. That hurt my feelings. If you kill this worm, acquired hydro pump. He was originally going to drop something and you can go pick it up, but that did not go well. And the sprite for the hydro pump actually was made, but there was so many glitches. So the cave is blocked in this world too. Shame. Oh. Hang on just a second here. I don't understand why my controller is so wonky. Oh, well, guess what? My controller is no longer wanting to work. That is okay. We will go to using the keyboard. Okay. So this is... you ain't ever getting in this cave, Sonny. Let's go ahead and get in that cave. You'll notice the ghosts are no longer standing here. We now have the hydro pump. We have the coil, and I forgot what the other part was. Turboflux valve. All right, okay, that goes with that. Worm was a little too close for comfort. And yes, so the cave is now actually. Let's go ahead and do the cave now. Worm cave. Get to the end and locate the Turboflux valve. Jump with A and throw with B. Whoa, oh. Because my drink has green on it. So it's trying to... Alright. So yes, there is a Super Mario style... and yes, if you touch a worm, you start back over. I'm gonna kill every single worm. You can actually jump as many times as you want. Check this out. I don't know why that glitched out like that. I also don't know why this worm was staying still. They should be. This is one of the levels where I really worked on it for several days, but I got tired of it. So, oh my gosh. That was ridiculous. Let's go back. Let's get that. Kill that worm. If anybody tries to play this, I do suggest playing it normal and not trying to cheat like I'm doing. I just know all. Oh! Don't go out that door yet. Make sure you get Turboflux Valve acquired. We now have all the parts we need to fix the machine, the repellinator or something like that. Here I go, walking through worms because I'm immortal. Dude, you got the parts. We can fix the machine. I'll meet you there with the island mechanic. Let's hurry up and save Old Hope Island. Okay. So, look at that. Now, before we go and we finish this, there we go. So, that was what I was talking about. I had to name it because it looked like she just blew up. Let's go finish that. Okay. Almost died there. I think it reset because we went to the shadow zone. That's what I'm going to say. You heard it from the developer. Going to the shadow zone increases your health. Let's go over there real quick. Okay. So we're going through the shadow zone. So by the way, if you are watching this, we probably will go ahead and call it quits once we get to the mainland, and we'll save that for the next episode. Teleported to the shadow zone. I love my cousin. Me and my cousin love pranking each other. So see, she didn't die. She's just in the shadow zone now. Now, could test that teleporter. Not going to. Instead, we're going to go up here. We'll finish off the first arc of the game. Or I guess the first act of the game. Do games have arcs, or do they only come in acts? Do 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 do. Pertaining to the music, I did actually keep the music audio rather low on this playthrough because it is a little bit annoying. It's chiptune music, which you have to do for the old school games. GB Studio would not take just a wave or MP3. I couldn't do that. So, all right, let's fix this. Hey, kid, you got the stuff. Bring it here. I'll have her fixed in a jiffy. Fixed it and flipped it on. Most of the worms will disappear on their own, though there's likely to be stragglers. Thanks for saving us. We saved Old Hope Island. Possibly. Dude, you did it. So I know things should end here, but we still have a major problem. Richard went to the mainland and still has nuclear codes. He's likely in the downtown square. I'll meet you at the courthouse. You didn't think I'd make you do all the work, did you? Because I sort of kind of did. Something I would definitely say. The machine is working again. Oh. Oh, I took out the teleporter. Wow. Okay, never mind. So there was a teleporter. That's okay. I know I said it may seem like we're about to end the stream, but we still got a little more to go because I told you guys about the GB Studio sample game, and we're going to go play that to honor the GB Studio engine developer. Because now that we've played this far, I'm pretty sure it won't break the game because I'm like 99.9% sure that I did actually fix the issue. There were some variables that were being set to true, and that's the whole thing about game development is basically you have variables that are false, and then you have variables that are true. And if generally variables are false, as that's the default in GB Studio. So when you would play through this, there's so many things that would happen that would end up setting certain variables to true, and it's because I didn't go through and make sure that I didn't have the same variables set on. It's a long story. Stuff was getting set by accident. The engine used to make this game is called GB Studio. The developer of this engine included a sample game, and since the developer has done such a fantastic job on the engine and a sample game, we figured we'd include said game here in Table Manners in honor of GB Studio. Enjoy their game, but don't worry about getting back to Old Hope Island. Just complete the rocket mission to return to the island. You'll know what we mean. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This is what they have here. I don't think there's any music. Not yet, at least. This is pretty cool. So you can sit here and you can. It's kind of a sample game that shows you just what all you can do. So you can go through. You can do one of these things where it's like first person, make these cool scenes. You can click on all this stuff. Nice poster. Click this to go back outside. Welcome to GB Studio. I had to work really hard to make sure I could implement this. Please help my garden. I think there's 3 of these characters. They're like turnips. They're giant turnips. We can walk back over here. My garden has been overrun by turnips. Thank you so much. I'm not planting those next year. Oh, yeah, because we killed all the turnips. Yay. So the save point in the sample game looks kind of like this little diamond shape. Like that, but upside down. That was a diamond, by the way. We can save the game. But whenever I swapped it out, whenever I put the computer on the desk in, it actually overwrote that. So that's why that's there. This way to Sample Town. See? Sample. And look, no hands. Does a cool little auto walk. I didn't really look at how that was done. Okay. So we can kind of go around. Have you seen my cat anywhere? The sample game kind of lets you see what you could do and what kind of programming you could do. So that girl will sit there and tell you the same, or she'll ask you the same thing. Have you seen my cat anywhere? And so if you go up here, talk to the cat. So what I was talking about before, so the variable is false for that specific variable. There's a total, you can use like, I think up to like 500 variables. So that variable is constantly set to false until you talk to the cat. When you talk to the cat, the variable is set to true, and that allows her to sit here and say, have you seen my cat anywhere? He's by the northern house. Thank you. And so that is how variables work. If you ever want to make a GB Studio game, feel free to ask, and I'm more than happy to guide you along, because it is a very scary process at first. And that is the Worm Cave theme that I wrote. And that was another thing. I wrote all of the music for Table Manners. If you walk on these flowers, this lady comes out and she's like, "Get off my flowers!" She gets mad, slams that door. This is kind of a cool thing. There's this person right here. If you try to go get them, they run over there. If you're actually looking at the engine on this, just above me is a yellow strip, and it runs all the way in front of where Layton's standing. It's going to go over to the other side there. And it's also a yellow strip down here that runs all the way across the bottom of the screen there. Basically, no matter what, if you cross that yellow path like so, the person will run to the other side. Right? Cross the yellow path again, and they will run. And you'll notice that they will be there again. And what you can do is just walk right here, and you don't cross that yellow path that way. And then when we click this, oh, you got me. So see, those yellow squares, those little yellow strips are called triggers, and that's what triggers events. So that person will constantly run away if you cross over a trigger. Let's take you down here. I think I actually, so first off, I just messed that up. You do this, this, and then this. But I'm actually not going to go that way because real quick, so if you're watching this, if you do end up playing this the way I wrote it, I messed up and I broke a variable. So that if there's a little trapdoor that appears on that ice, if you move that block of ice around, there's like a little trapdoor that ends up appearing. And you can go down there and there's like a cool little chest, and it's like, oh, you found this chest. But when you come back up, these rocks will be reset, and there's actually no way to get around them, so you have to start over or reset the game. So I'm just not going to do that. This is a little reference to a certain game. It's dangerous to go without docks. Check out the dev docs. Also, try moving the rock outside. Oh yeah, so that's a little throwback, of course, to the classic Legend of Zelda. This guy right here, he's like, check out this sweet duck. Now, we gotta get back to the Table Manners game. Okay, there's a few other things you can do around here. So if you end up playing the Table Manners game and you want to play this awesome little sample game, please do. And show the GB Studio developer support. You can actually donate too. I actually donated a little bit myself. So right here, the only way to get into that is that character has to be around that corner. There's actually a different sprite that's used in the sample game, but because I swapped that sprite out for the headphones, so we're shooting headphones again. Pew 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 pew. I don't think there's any sound effects, so I gotta make them up. Pew 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 pew. We get to the end, and there's a dog. How did you get here? And then boom. Huh? I guess it was all just a dream. And look, we're back on the island. So that was a glitch. It took you to an older scene. I forgot about that. That's cool. Okay, so we have just about done everything we need to do on Old Hope Island. We've gotten the light bulbs. So light bulbs, that's one thing I would suggest if you wanted to do the light bulb mission. Get the light bulbs before you leave the island, because you don't want to have to come all the way back. Go to mainland. Remember before it said we couldn't use it yet? Now we can go. And welcome to the mainland. Great, you made it. Welcome back to Kinley. I haven't found Richard yet, but my guess is he's held up in the mayor's office in City Hall. It's in the center of downtown square, so you should be able to find it relatively quick. Remember, Richard is still part of the table manners crew. We need to try and reason with him. Whew, got a little yawn there. Kinley Harbor Patrol. Yeah. Were there really giant worms on Old Hope Island? Only talk to me about police business. Man, I could use a donut, and that's no stereotype. Oh, is it? I'm just kidding. I can't believe the police won't help me. I lost my toe clippers. What? What do you mean that's not their job? It's a little joke that I had to throw in there because I have lots of friends who are paramedics or even cops, and what gets me is some people will literally call paramedics and cops the dumbest things, and I'm like, that's a waste. So we'll go ahead and get this stream ended. We'll kind of do a couple more things. Hey Layton, Kinley PD heard about everything that's happening on Old Hope Island. We could use your help here too. Worms have made it to the city. They're easy to take out, so no more are in the streets, but some are still in the buildings and they've taken over. Help us out, would you? Alright, so get rid of him. And that's actually why, remember earlier I brought up that there's a refrigerator on Old Hope Island that would bring you to Kinley. That was the way that I was able to get to Kinley without having to go through all the story stuff. If you were to do that, and you haven't talked to that officer yet, it would end up breaking things. Not really break them, but it would play that scene out, and then you'd be stuck. Here's my green screen popping up again. It's not even real. That's the weird thing. There's actually legitimately nothing behind me. That's not true. Lots of construction going on. Get lost. Okay, well, I actually need to go that way and you're blocking me. This is why I have multiple ways. You cannot walk in the street, by the way. You have to use the crosswalks. I should have gone. The most important thing about table manners is that every building you can walk inside of. If you see doors, you can walk through them. Look, they have little cigars. And do you know why they have cigars? So earlier, I brought up that Kinley, the city in table manners, it is based off of McKinney, Texas. And in McKinney, Texas, in this general area of downtown McKinney, which is where this whole portion takes place. So you're in downtown McKinney basically the entire time, but it's downtown Kinley. There exists a cigar shop in McKinney, and if you know who I am, if you've seen my Instagram, even the Laughing Matter Studios Instagram posts sometimes, pictures of me, I oftentimes like to smoke premium cigars. And so this is a cigar shop that is roughly in the same area of Kinley that the cigar shop is in downtown McKinney. And that shop, by the way, is called Enfuego McKinney. If you ever want to come in and smoke a cigar, I actually work there, so I can help you find some cool cigars. My husband's in the humidor picking cigars. This place is pretty neat. Dude, I'm trying to relax. Cigars are truly the most subjective hobby. Love how every person has different taste. What do you like to smoke? And this is actually a true fact. Cigars are very subjective. Every person has a different palate. So no, I've never met two people that have the identical taste. Sometimes you may have similar tastes. You may like bold cigars, and another person may like bold, but you could smoke a bold cigar and someone say, yeah, it tastes like crap. But another person might say, dude, that's a really, really good cigar. This is the owner. Oh, hey, Layton. Glad you're here. Taylor was going to deliver this box of cigars to Philip at One Pine. Man, I keep yawning. Could you take care of this for me? Next cigar is on the house. Philip usually drinks on the second floor. Thanks, man. Go in the humidor. Cigars. Yes. Can you? Oh, wow. A little typo there. Time for a cigar while I watch the Peelers on TV. A buddy of mine is a police officer, and he's a huge Steelers fan, and I wanted to do something so just to kind of honor him. So there you go. If you ever watch this, sir, that's in honor of you. Some guy keeps ashing on the floor. That's another buddy of mine that comes into the shop, and he likes to ash on the floor. He doesn't really do it on purpose. We always just give him crap. So, I've done 2 streams today, so I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. But before we do, I know that I keep saying we're going to end it, and I keep showing y'all something else. We're going to do one final thing before we finish up Table Manners today. And then I got to go find a place to save, because there's not as many places to save in the Kinley. Table Manners, as I said, is based on a comic strip, 3-panel comic strip. It takes place in a restaurant, and that restaurant exists in this game. There it is. You see Old Man JJ. There's me. And this guy's, he's still upset because he got fired. I gave him like multiple shots in this in this exact rendition of the game, so I think he's it's good. Let's go here. Aha. I ran into a glitch when I played this recently. I did actually play this specific scene recently. I know exactly what caused it. I'm not going to tell y'all. Some commie came in and stole the top of that table. I told Fifth Wheel to go retrieve it, but you're more than welcome to find it on your own. The guy ran to this house. Get him. So I'm walking on triggers. I guess there's, you gotta stay off those triggers. Okay, so Pencil, he'll say, hey, Richard's in City Hall to the south. Thanks, Pencil. This is one of the few times that Layton actually talks in the game. Hey, Layton, what's good? Hey, what's up, Fifth Wheel? Just saying hello, JJ. It's Old Man JJ to you. And then JJ hits him with his cane. So this is Sean. He's been a very supportive individual, one of the best friends a person could ask for. He actually has a podcast. Interesting fact, that podcast is called Dudes Like Us. If you guys ever want to check it out on Spotify. Dudes Like Us, do it. I'm on a couple of them. Hey, Layton, you can play that gaming device on the counter. Try it out. That's pretty cool, Naomi. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Now we gotta, like, follow through. Okay. So, you guys have seen Table Manners. So I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. What we will do next time, which will be tomorrow, is we're going to finish this game, and so you guys can see the rest of it. We'll actually play the Game Boy that's sitting on the counter, that green Game Boy, that is actually going to let us play That's My Book. That's My Book is the first game that Laughing Matter Studios made, and that was done last year. So we'll get to do that and check it out. It's been remastered in color, and it actually has programming versus the original version of the game. For now, I'm going to end this. And then I'm going to go hunt down a save point. Oh, and there's one building you can't go inside of. That's that one, because that guy's standing in front of it. Ah, see. I did find a way to do that. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to play this, I will be dropping a link in this video, or in the description, so that you can actually play Table Manners on your own. Why is this sparkly behind me? So yeah, you'll be able to actually play the Table Manners video game if you want. You've obviously seen all of Old Hope Island, but you could also, there's more to see. There's this whole city right here, which, if you've noticed, these scenes are much bigger than on the island. So, with that, you guys have a wonderful night, wonderful Tuesday night. I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow as we finish up Table Manners, the video game, or Table Manners Worm-Cation. It means worm vacation, but some people didn't get it. All right, well, have a great night, and yeah.